whatever happens, happens. Right now I'm happy that I'm going to the university.
Jahlil, what's it like playing with future Duke teammates of yours, with having Grayson on the same team, having him dunk over you last night, and then having Justice and Tyus as
Right.
well?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We called it the Duke Connection. It's in the fans down in Durham. We were excited, and that was our objective, to showcase, the 40 crews going to Duke, and, our Twitters were blowing it up yesterday. I know I had a nice move to Justice when I put it in the real G windmill, and then you had Grayson putting it on the Duke jersey, and I was in my Duke hat. So that's been a lot of fun. And I already had a great relationship with Justice and Tyus, but getting to know Grayson as well. He's on my team for the McDonald game, so we're all getting really close with him, and he's getting more comfortable with us. So that's a great thing.
Grayson,
you played like with Cliff and then against Cliff this season. What kind of player is he, and how do you think he'll do in the college level?
I'm sure he'll be fine. Cliff's an animal on the court. He's a freak athlete, and he'll be ready for whatever comes at him. And he's such a hard worker. If you look to where he started off freshman year to where he is now, I think when he gets, to Lawrence and with Coach Self and all those great assistants and, Hootie the trainer, Cliff will be fine.
Obviously, you're hoping he's not hurt too bad, but specifically, are you hoping for one more matchup with them in Chicago? So much talk all season about the two of you.
Yeah, definitely. Not even just a matchup, but I would hate for Cliff not to be able to play this game. Just like him, just like me, this has been our dream, playing this game. So I would be bummed out if he wasn't able to play. And I'm sure he will be too, and that would be just, pretty much the worst case scenario to not be able to play this game.
There's been a lot of talk here about the possibility of the one and done going away. Do you feel like all that's premature, at least to ask you guys that? You haven't even played a game of college basketball yet.
Yeah, I definitely think it's premature for me. I'm still in high school. When this is all over, I have to go back to class on Thursday, and that's after graduating. So now a long way to go.
There's certain NBA players you pair your game after.
Not one player, but there's a lot of players that I love to watch. I love watching Tim Duncan. He's always been, one of the guys I've looked up to, and then I love watching film of Hakeem Olajuwon. And big fan of Shaquille O'Neal, and DeMarcus Cousins is also one of the guys that I enjoy watching.
When you look at film of those certain players, what are you looking for? Is that footwork?
Footwork for Hakeem Olajuwon, footwork, and then Shaquille O'Neal, just how dominant he was. He really was, a man in his own world, and it's just amazing watching how dominant he was. And he was playing against other grown men, so it's just great to see him both power people.
You're kind of young for the glory years of the Bulls, but what do you remember about being in the United Center, and what's it like to be able to play here tomorrow?
It's a real feeling. I can't wait. I've been to a lot of Bulls games. I've been to a couple McDonald's All-American games, but I've never actually been able to play at the United Center, so I'm looking forward to it.
Jahlil, going back to the Grayson dunk, he said that you kind of brought that up at the practice and two were messing around. What was the process of going through that dunk like, and what was it like having him jump over?
It was fun. It was very fun for me and fun for him. Actually, I wanted him to jump over me and Justice with the alley-oop from Tyus, but he thought I was crazy. He was like, "There's no way I can do that." So I kept telling him he could. But
has anyone jumped over you before?
LJP did going to Georgetown. Actually, he jumped over me before, but it was a lot of fun. I definitely wanted to be a part of him in the dunk contest. Give me some TV time. That was pretty cool. So I had a lot of fun last night.
What's it like to follow Jabari's legacy, maybe Player of the Year?
It's crazy. It's great to see. Growing up with Jabari, it's been a lot of fun watching him play at Duke, and all the city of Chicago is happy for him. We're all supporting him whatever. We're waiting to see what he decides if he stays or leaves, but he'll always have the Port of Chicago and myself.
Are you recruiting him?
I didn't hear you.
You recruited him to stay a little bit, and you've been in contact with him?
No, I'm in contact with him, but I haven't asked him to stay or to leave. It's whatever he wants to do.
Besides yourself, who's the best guy here?
I don't know. It's hard to say. So many different guys. How do I say? Cliff is better than Tyus, or
right?
There's like different positions, but.
Come on, give us fighting words.
I know. I was trying to pick you up.
Who's impressed you the most?
Impressed me the most. Well, I've only been able to practice with my team, so I really haven't seen the East. But Grayson Allen's really impressed me the most. I'm not just saying that because he's a Duke guy, but I've never actually, maybe a little bit, but I've never actually been able to see him play. So he's really impressed me. I know I always heard that he was a leaper, but I'm learning that he can shoot, the lights off the ball. And